What's going on, YouTube? Mr. Wheels here, once again, bringing you another episode of Sports Talk. And tonight's episode contains some monumental news on the NBA. If you haven't heard already, the Toronto Raptors trade, in my opinion, their franchise player, Rudy Gay, to the Sacramento Kings as part of a 7-player deal. And the deal breaks down like this. It's Rudy Gay, Quincy Acy, and Aaron Gray going to Sacramento for Greivis Vaquez. I know I said his first name wrong, but I don't know how to pronounce that. Patterson, John Salmons, and Chuck Hayes coming to Toronto. And to me, this is a huge mistake. The Raptors were on the right track in the summer, adding Tyler Hansborough and DJ Augustine and some other role players at point guard. To go along with, Kyle Lowry, Landry Fields, DeMar DeRozan, Jonas Valanciunas, that's now playing in North America. The Raptors were on the right track, in my opinion. Yes, they've been on about a 4 to 5 game winless skid, and that's dropped them out of first in the Atlantic Division in the NBA. But let's face it, they're still only about 2 games back in second place in the Atlantic Division, and the Atlantic Division in the NBA sucks. It's horrible. Every team in that division is sub 500, and really in the Eastern Conference standings in the NBA, the Raptors were only in about 12th or 10th or something like that. So they weren't out of a playoff spot, and I think this is the wrong time to kind of throw in the towel and trade your franchise player. And Gay, Acy, and Gray are going to the Sacramento Kings, who are 14th in the West, and that's going to be really difficult for them to really do anything to turn that team around. And the biggest part of this is we traded our franchise player to Sacramento, and we didn't get anything back for him. We didn't get no DeMarcus Cousins, Isaiah Thomas Jr., Jason Thompson, Marcus Thornton. None of those guys. You could have traded a first-round pick and got those guys, and again, built for the future, or got one of those guys even. You could have thrown Hansborough in there for all I care and got DeMarcus Cousins and gave us a real, a star player at that forward or power forward center position, but they didn't do that. And the only reason I can see the Raptors management wanting to blow up the team at this point is for some reason they think that they're going to have a good chance if they have a shitty team for the rest of the season. They, for some reason, think that they might have a good chance of getting Andrew Wiggins. There's been rumors about that, if you haven't heard. And what I think is, even trying to go for a lottery pick is like, it's a shot in the dark, and, even if you get into the to the draft lottery, you're not guaranteed that you're actually going to get the number 1 pick. So they're probably going to have to trade again for Andrew Wiggins. It's either going to be draft picks or some other significant player off the Raptors roster currently. And I know what some of you may be thinking. The Raptors suck anyway. It's you might as well blow up the team, but I don't see why you would try to make it look like you were going to build for the future and build the contender, because it takes time. You can't just build a contender overnight and then just all of a sudden throw in the towel. It doesn't make any sense to me. This is going to turn out to be the worst move that the Toronto Raptors have made, because Rudy Gay people have referred to him as a poor man's Kevin Durant, and there's not a lot of players that want to play in Toronto, so getting Rudy Gay in the trade was a big deal. And now, he hasn't even played a season for the Raptors, because he came over in the trade deadline last year, and the Raptors gave up Ed Davis and Jose Calderon to get Rudy Gay, and those guys were good players. Jose Calderon was still potentially a #1 point guard on the Raptors, and Ed Davis was like a good prospect at the forward or center position, and the Raptors are still lacking it. Even with this trade with Sacramento, they're still lacking depth at the forward and center position. So, I mean, I don't even know what to think about this, because this is horrible. This is the worst thing that could ever happen. Tell me what you think. Please like and subscribe to this video. I'm just dumbfounded that the Raptors have made a trade like this, and I want to know what you think. So let me know in the comment box below, and I will see you next time.